tunes when I was growing up, mate.
Talking about back then.
Dude, I'm talking about 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Internet was barely there. I was ciphering songs off dial-up.
Yeah.
28.8 kbps, that's the speed. So it took me about 6 hours to download a 5 MB song. So one song was like a big deal. I played it back on Winamp like over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Till I got bored of the song.
Yeah, but still.
No, I understand what you're saying.
But still, I feel like most of the people who download illegally have the option of purchasing.
Oh yes, yes. Now,
so
yeah.
they're basing it off the majority, you know.
Oh yes.
Like so yeah. So it's. Yeah, I wish I could put this.
Okay, if the question is, do I enjoy CDs more than digital MP3s? Oh, definitely. I enjoy CDs a whole lot more because it's a different experience. But, I mean, now we've got to a point where even everything's okay. Streaming is okay, but it's really not because you're getting like a streamed down version of what the actual song is. Yeah. You can't hear the undertones. You can't hear the subtleties. What's music then?
Yeah, but okay. But all that being said, like the fact still is, the artists aren't getting paid for like their hard work. But a lot of them aren't, and I feel like people like the Metallica guy are standing up for those people. You know, they're standing up for the whole.
Lars Ulrich doesn't stand up for anyone other than himself.
He may not have been thinking like as much about like other people, but like it still benefited them. I bet he had that a bit in mind. Like, oh yeah, this will help like Duo Contra and those guys one day.
I mean, but he no doubt had other bands in mind, and still, even if he had only his own band in mind, the fact still is that. Like, he's trying to make things fair. Like, and I'm sure, like, if he could...
Dude, but he's already making a massive amount of money off of it. Like, why would he like it? Like, it shouldn't really matter if a small group of people are
well, but it's a large group of people, though. And he's trying to get that large group of people to stop. And wait, I'm sure if he could somehow control it so that the small group of people who can't get their CD no matter what could like just download it and like if he could make it so that it's only them, like he would. But
no, because then it's like, oh, you can't listen to my music unless you pay for it. Like that's some like stupid ass shit right there, dude.
No, dude. Like Starbucks says you can't have my drinks unless you pay for them. Like that's reasonable.
But
like,
then I mean, wait, is music a commodity? That's the question now. Because Starbucks is definitely a commodity.
If people are using the profits from it to make their living, I say it is. Honestly, that's their living. That's how they.
And I agree. I agree. It's a relationship between the artist and the listener. I agree to it 100%. Okay. But now we've reached a position where all the music is out there on YouTube. You really don't have to pay if you don't want to pay.
Yeah, sure.
But the reason you shell out money is because you want to have a connection with the artist. You want to get inside the artist's head and understand what was the motivation behind the album. What was the premise? What's the story behind the story?
Right.
Special packages, DVDs, booklets. That's the new way of packaging your art. It's not just a CD with an artwork on it. That doesn't sell anymore.
Right.
You need to make like a cohesive package.
Yeah.
It's like an artifact, right? 10, 15 years later, when one of your grandchildren or whatever, takes this out like a big box set and starts going through some stuff, and he finds out, oh wow, this is music, but it's much more. It's a concept. It's art, but it's everything. And he spends that time and his childish curiosity getting into that kind of music, and that's like the proliferation of that concept as well as that music into the next generation. I am against iTunes or any kind of digitized distribution of art because it does not represent the true intent and the emotion that the artist had intended.
Well, but it gets across a good amount of it. It gets across the music of it. Like the music is the core of the
music is the core. I understand that.
And it gives the artist an opportunity to make a living off of their work.
That's true as well.
And that's like, I wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
From a financial aspect, yes.
Yeah.
But owning
okay.
something in a physical copy, that's a different ballgame.
Yeah, that's I guess where the living can be sustained, can
Yes.
actually be sustained. So I guess what we would agree on is that artists should stop relying on digital
Yes.
methods of profiting off their music. Off their music as their like sole profit.
Exactly, yeah. It's all about the live show, mate. It's all about the live show.
live shows and the other
If I like the band,
packages.
dude, seriously, if I like the band, I will go to watch them. I will go to the merch stand. I will buy the T-shirt. I will buy their next record. I will buy some stuff from them, and I will own it. So basically, it's my contribution to the band because I know I'm not paying some vendor. I'm not paying some clothing line. I'm paying the band. The money I give on the counter is going directly to the band, and that makes me the most happiest person.
Yeah.
That's why I buy merchandise off the shelf on the show. At the show.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
There needs to be more of that.
yeah. I definitely. Yeah, so you would say that the music, just the music, should be like, you know, the studio music should be kind of
gateway.
like the demo for like the demo for like the little sample in
It's like a
that,
taste.
that you taste.
It's like a
in
taster,
order- in
yeah, it's
order
like a
for
taster.
you to make the decision of purchasing whatever they have to offer.
Yeah, that makes sense. When people release like one or two songs in digital media or like a single, if they release a single and this sounds good, maybe the album sounds promising, I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna go see when they're coming to my town. They're coming to my town, I'm gonna go and play. My whole issue with digitized music is, and even like free digitized music is, you can get complete discographies within a few minutes, and it's that much easier for you to dismiss that music. I mean, you can't consume an entire discography in a day. You're going to dismiss many songs, and songs take time for you to grow into. It's not, you can't just like a song on the first listen. You have to unravel the layers. So, I mean, what's happening right now is people have sort of gone ahead and driven themselves to a point of a catatonia state of mind.
That could you define that? What is the catatonia? I know what you mean, but just so
basically, I'm trying to say is that
they've gotten to
they've gotten to a level where music does not represent anything more than something you'd hear in the back of a McDonald's.
Sure. Right.
And that's why the whole Billboard thing, it doesn't represent artistry. Drake might be a good artist. He might be, he might not be, he might be, but that's subjective. I don't want Billboard telling me, because he sold so many copies, he is the best in the country now.
Sure.
That's not what selling out does not mean you're a good artist. Selling out means you're just popular at the moment. It's that's different.
But you're selling out for a reason, because you're making something that like people can obviously really like.
For about 5 minutes.
Wait, I think if the radios play it enough, you get to a point where you're like, not too bad, and then it starts growing on your psyche, and you end up liking the song. That's what happened with Maroon 5. All of their songs, which I find catchy right now, have been overplayed on the radio to a point where now I like it. Sugar. I like it. One more time. Now, I like it now. But it's the whole concept of going into a record store, going through the CD catalog and looking at an album art cover and saying, oh my god, that looks dangerous. Maybe it's interesting. I'm gonna go back home, put it on my CD player and just spend 45 minutes listening to it.
That's been thrown out the window because of the illegal, or because of the streaming.
Even the Spotify thing, it's not,
it's just kind of taken for granted, basically.
And the experience that you get when you're listening to high definition audio on a good audio system cannot be replicated on a small pea-sized iPod crunching down, highly compressed music. I mean, you could say differently about FLACs, but I mean that's a completely different compression algorithm. So
Yeah.
it's a lossless algorithm.
But
So I'm not talking about FLACs, but MP3, no way, dude.
Right. The point is, this decompression era we're in really takes away from the art of.
It does.
It really takes away from the hard work that the artist puts in. But like, what's the point we're trying to get at? What's the statement we're trying to make? Like you said, Frank, you said like the album should be, like it's good that the album is out there. Like the artist presents that as like a work that he like has worked on. What were you saying? I'm trying to get at the point we're trying to get at.